Okay, so this is the screen as it appears when you first enter. We have at the top a toolbar with 3 buttons. First button to the right is for removing items. Then we have the plus button for adding new properties, and then we have the information button or the help button. This is present on most screens, and when it's pressed, it gives you a little overview of what is happening in this screen and what the controls do. If you want to get rid of it, you simply just tap out of it and it should close back to there. So we're going to add a property now using the plus button, and then it'll bring up another window. Now when you do that, you just want to use a name that's going to look good on your reports. I'm not sure an address. I'm going to use one that we have in our community that I own a property, and it's called Highland Creek. So basically I'm just going to type in the name, and I can use the return button or the dismiss keyboard button or the save button in the upper right hand corner, and that will close and return here. So I now have an overview of name is Highland Creek. I'm going to add a little note to myself exactly what this is, and it's just going to say something like this is a rental property. You can have as many notes to yourself over time as you want. Again, you can use the dismiss keyboard or the save. It brings it back. And then the next one is the legal section. This is the statement that appears on the inspection report just above the signature block, and you can edit this by tapping on it and changing it any which way you want. The address for the property is optional, but if you take the time to add it in, you will find that you can show it on a map, and that's basically what I'm doing here is typing in my address for the street, and I'm going to add in the city, which is Raleigh. Obviously it's in North Carolina, and my zip code. Okay, after I've completed this, I can use that little button. There's the map of my rental property, and it's like, Apple Maps at that point. Okay, so going back now to the checklist section, these are the checklists that we set up in the settings section, and they're all enabled. If you want to turn them off or turn them on here, you can. It's pretty much up to you. We'll go ahead and take a look at one right here. There's the switch at the top. It's either on or off. This one is the bathrooms. I have 4. Gives me a description of what the bathroom actually is and the inspection points that we'll be looking at. It's pretty much hard-coded values at this time. You can't really change these inspection points, but they're fairly general. Next one is residence. As you can see here, I have one resident predefined. It's coming from the address book. So in this case, we're just going to add a couple more for demonstration purposes, and then you do that using the plus button. That will bring up a list of basically all your contacts. So you can scroll down and find out whoever it is that you want. You can make multiple selections. So I'm going to pick 2. I'm going to hit the add button again, and now I have 3. So in order for these residents to be used in the inspection, they have to be defined as the current resident and the current leasee, which means current resident could be a child or roommate, but the current leasee is the individual is going to have to sign the inspections. The images, the names and everything come from the address book. So if you want to add pictures, I would suggest doing it from the address book contacts app. It's a lot easier than doing it from here. It can be done, but I would suggest using Apple's products. So that's about as far as it goes as far as setup. What we're going to look at next is the last 4 items for the inspection and photos and